What's good, superstars? Back with another VV video. We got Superstar Rob in the house. What's going
Reportedly
on,
duty.
Rob? Wrong way.
Did I go the wrong way? I went
I'm
the wrong
over.
way. There we
There we
go. You
go.
flipped it
How's
from
it going?
last time.
I'm trying to confuse you. I'm trying to confuse you. You won't know what side I'm on ever. But guys, thanks for joining us on this special video. Another video, another day, another video. Basically, first things I want to talk about is how many of you guys have been subscribing over the last 24 hours. It's been amazing. I think it's the most subscribers we've seen in a 24-hour period. So make sure if you want to become a superstar, hit that subscribe button, join the superstar family. Okay. We did find some of this information out. Only 16% of you are subscribed. So that means that we really should have, if I do my calculations, something like 643,000 subscribers, I think, if everybody were to subscribe. So hit the subscribe button. We're growing the Superstar Nation, all right? We're going to be taking over the VV community, and we're going to let everybody know we're superstars.
I like that. I can't wait for more this Superstar family to grow.
So the first things first that we usually talk about, today's drop, it was the Lotus Dragons by Scott Tolleson, also the creator of those mascots for the Designer Con drop. But as you can see here, today's was the Lotus Dragon, and there was 4 variations. How'd you do on this drop?
I didn't. Blind box went straight out right away. I actually got the buy now for a little bit, but 10 seconds later, maybe even less, it just went away. So I didn't get it. How about you?
So I was spamming in that little gap between the notify me and the arrow drop down. And when I spammed, I must have looked away for a second, and I hit the arrow, and it just threw me off. I didn't even hit the buy now on time. And when I went down to hit it, way too late.
That's the worst when that happens.
It's called fat finger syndrome, and that's what happened to me.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, try to use like the pointy piece of your finger, not the front part, because then you click too much screen. Yeah, you click too much screen. But I know a lot of people are onto this one. They like this because like the traditional
red.
The traditional, I guess, Lunar New Year stuff's going on here. But this is one's for me.
Wow. We like the Superstar one.
What's the prices like?
This one here is at 120, so it's about double. I could check the other ones. What's the name of the red one?
It's called the Torch Dragon.
Torch Dragon, sick name. Torch Dragon right now is at 165, only a little bit more. What's the last one? The gold?
Jade Dragon and Gold Dragon.
Jade Dragon's at 259. Gold Dragon is at let's see. Gold Dragon's at 970, just under 1,000. So all
only
first editions. Yeah, they're all first editions. Probably long term, not a bad thing. But again, like I like to grab IP things. I like things that I know. I think someone on Twitter had a really cool photo of like a real one. Like one of these that actually exists. Yeah, this exists in the physical world. And then beside it, they had, I guess, the AR one. And I think in the physical world, it was like over $1,000 from, I guess, Designer Con. That's what they were selling. That's what they were selling it for. And these things look really, really similar. So the person made the argument that because it was $1,250 in the physical world, these tend to do pretty well too. But don't forget, like when we buy comics, we're comparing it. Sometimes the comics are like $100,000, $200,000, $1 million in the physical world. So I don't know, not for me long term, but I definitely, I love the art. Like the colors are great, and I especially like the one that's the Superstar right here.
Once I got enough expendable income, this is definitely going to be in the background of my videos. That's for sure.
With the cotton candy background, that's it.
Looks super cool to me. Just a little bit out of my price range right now, as is a lot of things on the app. But one thing that is not out of my price range will be tomorrow's drop. We know now the details of the Amazing Spider-Man annual number 16 and $6.99. So was wondering if it'd be a different price because it's an annual. And we found out what an annual was in the comments. All you guys are amazing for letting us know that. Yeah. Basically, for those of you who don't know, and I might be explaining this wrong, but I'm just explaining it how I understood it from the comments, is basically, for example, they would come out with Amazing Spider-Man number 1 in January, number 2 in February. Not necessarily those months, just example. And by the time they got through 12 of them, they'd come out with an annual. Is that right?
Yeah, well, that's we've had lots of comments, but I especially want to thank Ian Barnes. So these are his words, okay? Superstar Ian Barnes. This is his words. He says he's a longtime comic collector. So we're complete noobs, by the way. Like we like VEVE, and
Guilty.
we're good. We're guilty. We're good for comics if they're on VEVE. So thank
Yeah.
you, Superstar Ian Barnes. Thank you so much. Every year, most of the major Marvel comics have a double-sized end-of-year issue called an annual. Spider-Man ASM Annual number 16 is the 16th time per year that the end of year annual big comic has been issued. Annual comics are usually filled with new characters, crossover heroes, and multiple stories, going for double the usual cover price of a regular comic. They were great buys at the convenience stores. So there was other guys too, as well in the comments,
Yeah,
and thank
there's
you
a
as
lot of
well.
you.
So yeah, like we're noobs, but they definitely had a nice laugh when we said what are annuals, but now we're educated on it. So I
Yeah,
want to share it with anybody else watching who maybe
we're
isn't a
learning
comic person
about it. I
either.
wonder. I wonder when this comes out if it actually. I guess it will be right. It's gonna because people were telling us too that they're a little bit longer, a little bit more pages in that annual,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So I
Yeah.
wonder. I wonder. It's got to be the same, right? It's got to be the exact same as the real life comic. I would think. Still have more pages or whatnot, but I think, and this is my price prediction. I think we're gonna see another sub 50 opportunity here on the rare. I just think the black and white color and having no color on this cover is going to make it one of the least desirable.
Yeah.
But I think that is a mistake because as we learned and Rob correctly predicted, I don't know if it was on camera or not, but I know that
It
you
was.
predicted it would be a B tier, and VV Rank Sleeping Comics agrees with you. Maybe you watched the video and he just copied you.
No, I
But
don't. No, like
here you
he
go.
knows he has the same information as me. I may not know the comic, but I know that Monica Rambeau from WandaVision is
Yep.
definitely like that was the time that they were building her up to be the next big MCU character, and we're gonna see a lot more of her. So how could this not
Yeah.
be a B?
Well,
How could it not be a B?
It's great timing for the release. Of course, we had first African American Captain America on February 1st, and now we got Monica Rambeau, African American superhero, again in Black History Month here, right? So
Yeah, that
there's
makes
obviously
sense.
a theme going on, and
Yeah.
it's great to see it. And I think that these are being ranked fairly. I think B tier, and don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on the B tiers
Oh,
because I'm
people are
telling you,
sleeping on these.
if you can pick up a comic for less than 39 bucks, a rare, I want to know about it. Somebody wrote in the comments, I forget who it was. They said they
Yeah.
picked up a comic, I think it was Avengers 47, and that's a pretty cool cover. I think it was
Yeah.
Avengers 47. He said he picked it up for 38.75. The guy beat me by a
He
quarter.
beat you. He beat
By a
you.
quarter. So if you
He
can
beat
beat
you.
that, you have the new all-time low.
Oh, it's Superstar Brian. I'll
Superstar
try to say
Brian.
his last name. It's Kislewizik.
Oh my gosh.
Kiswalowski.
Oh,
Kiswalowski.
he
So
beat
we'll
me
call him
by a
Superstar
quarter.
Brian.
Which one was it?
Yeah.
Avengers? Does it say 47?
Yeah, he got Rare Avengers number 47 for 38.75 a while back. He said it's the best he's ever
So
seen, and he
that's
loves the cover.
that's one of my favorite rare covers too. Like that's one I
Yeah,
don't even think I'll sell.
yeah, yeah,
And I paid a lot more than 39 for that one. That's for sure. But yeah, if you get less than 30, let's see who can get the lowest. I mean, I honestly think this is going to go under 50 tomorrow. I don't know. I just something about the comics right now, they're not in favor and they're being slept on. And there are lots of first appearances. And this secret rare looks really cool, actually, the more I look at
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice.
So I guess the last thing we wanted to talk about before we get into the big topic is on Friday we have a community update from VV, 1 p.m. Pacific, so 4 o'clock Eastern. They're going to be covering big topics in the community, answering questions, and you're allowed
Yeah.
to submit some questions on Twitter with the hashtag VEVE AMA. I know
So
that there's been a lot of speculation in terms of bots in the last couple of days. I'm sure that'll be a big portion of the AMA. I don't know. What else do you think they'll be talking about?
Well, they're always going to bring up MTL. That's a never-ending question.
Yep.
So we'll be there. I'm going to definitely, like last time we did an AMA video for the community. Sometimes when I look up AMA videos, even myself, I tried looking up some of them from the past. I couldn't find anything. So it made me feel like actually, these are useful videos for people
Yeah.
to catch up on because they're long. These AMAs are like 2, 3. I think they're like 3 hours. They're not even 2 hours. They're long.
Especially with the question period, right? It's long.
They're so long. So if like we'll do our best to take some notes and give you guys a video and yeah, let's see what if we hear anything big in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have a short form video just in case you guys can't watch something for 3 hours, especially like 4 o'clock Eastern. It's the end of the workday. You might be driving, and then even in the 1 o'clock Pacific, you might be at work. So if you need
Middle of
something
the
to
day.
watch, make sure you got our bell notifications on so you know when we post that one, because it'll be posted probably on Friday, I would assume,
Friday,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Friday night after.
So
If
we'll
it
post
starts
it
at
after
4, it's
the
not going to
MA.
be done until like 6:30, maybe 6. I don't know.
Yeah, so it might
We'll
be a
see.
little bit of a later video on Friday, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. You'll get some insight on this AMA if you're not able to get to it, and if you are able to get to it, always good to meet us in that video and leave us comments about what you thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so the heavy hitter of the video. We had a little bit of off-camera discussion today, and we said, you know what, we got to talk about this today. Marvel Mighties. Okay,
Yeah.
lots and lots of speculation on the Marvel Mighties. Gamification is coming. Gamification. Anybody you watch on YouTube, any of these VV YouTubers are talking about how they're so excited for gamification to come to Marvel Mighties, and I think it's possible it could come. Like I don't think that
Yeah,
it's
it's
out of the
possible.
realm. They've done things previously where they've changed collectibles after they've been released. I think Ripmo or something, one of the unicornos, they made it animated. That's what I heard. I think through NFT Pirates podcast with Taps Trades. So they were talking about that, and then they were talking about the gamification. And to me, I thought, listen, if I'm running a business here, am I really going to want to go back and make pre-existing NFTs into gamification when I can come up with something completely new and use that gamification as like my marketing? Why people already bought these? You know what I mean? Like maybe they will make a little bit more off of the secondary sales, but if they can come out with something and completely brand it as gamification, like I feel like gamification, if it comes out, it's going to be something completely different. I think these are just kind of like your Funko Pop of VV. I like them. We have them. We own a lot of them. You guys know about Steve Rogers and how we love him,
Yeah.
and a lot of these other FAs. I have a bunch of these guys.
We own a lot of these. A
Yeah,
lot of the cheaper ones.
they're a very easy barrier to entry. Or at least they were. I mean, now I think they're still some of the cheapest collectibles if you get into some of the more unpopular characters. But I think the thing with gamification for me is, okay, they maybe look like cartoons from video games, but I feel like if Eevee's going to drop the gamification, maybe these are your ticket to get into a game virtually. I'm not totally convinced that these will be what is used in the game.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Like, and I think with something we off camera when we talked about this, we wanted to address this because we just want to give a little bit of a different perspective with these things. Because every time I hear someone talk about the Mighty Marvels now, it's all about anticipation of gamification. But I agree with you. I'm buying these for other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons I bought them was because they were really cheap and they all had FA tags and they were Marvel and it was getting me MCP points, one of the lowest things. It was actually cheaper than Rare Comics at the time that I bought some of these. So those were reasons why I bought it at the time. I'm not buying it thinking and
Yeah.
banking on gamification coming into these, because if I'm VV, I'm thinking, okay, I could make these gamifications. Anything's possible. Anyone who speculates that's coming doesn't really know for sure, and we don't really know for sure that's not coming. But if I want to bring in gamification, would I really go back, or would I send out new ones and then people are going to buy them? It's going to burn more OMI. You can actually price them higher now.
Yeah.
You could be like, this one you can play a game with. So like before
Exactly.
you spent
Double
like
the price.
$10,
Yep.
not even. This is like $100 each, and
True.
here's
Yep.
20,000 of them,
Yeah.
and that just burns OMI like crazy, because again, the ultimate goal of the ownership of OMI and the founders of Phoebe have 20% of it in their own pockets. The ultimate goal is to create scarcity in that coin. So bring in gamification, and they're going to bring it in potentially with different types, a new version of Mighty Marvels, rather than going back to the old ones and converting them into a gamification. But it's possible, right? It's
Yeah.
possible.
It is possible. Like the more I look at them, they do look like little game characters, like Super Smash Bros. Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Just because they're little, small, little cartoony things. I just think that the opportunity for them to come out with something completely different,
Yeah.
that is elite. Like I don't know. This could be in gamification, but like I don't know. I don't know. I see it more like a ticket to get into some kind of a game. Maybe it's like a 2D game on your phone, like a top scroller, you know, like where like Clash of Clans or something, and then you have the character, but really it's not your NFT. It's just like a ticket. Oh, I own this. Okay, I can play the game. Like if
Maybe.
that's the case, maybe I can see
Yeah.
that happening. But I
Like if
agree
you
with you.
own this, you get access to the game. You have to own it first, and then you
Yeah,
get access to a different game. But I think people are envisioning playing with it, like
yeah.
actually playing with it on their table.
I don't know. I agree with you. I think that the opportunity cost or the opportunity for Vivi to go out and create something completely different and sell it for 10 times the price of these is even more enticing. And I don't know. I think it's
Yeah,
even going to be harder with IP to get some gamification going. I think
that's true.
anytime that you have that, you got to get more rights and I don't know. Like they have
Yeah, maybe
IP.
Marvel and Disney might be a barrier
Yeah.
to allowing gamification because, and how is it going to be a gamification? Are you going to have to burn only every time you want to play, almost like a, you know, like a pinball machine? You gotta buy
Mm-hmm.
a token every time you play, and
Who
then
knows?
Disney wants a cut of that. I just don't know yet. I don't know how it's too far away. Like if
Yeah.
you're buying this simply because of gamification, I mean, go ahead. You could speculate. We're all speculating, but for me, I'm buying it for other
Yeah.
reasons, and
Same.
gamification is like the
Yeah.
lowest on that list, right?
That's exactly it. So that's what I mean. I like how you worded it. We're just here to bring a different perspective because we know that like watching YouTube, everybody's saying the same thing. Oh, it's coming. Gamification is coming with Marvel Mighties. With Marvel Mighties, it's gamification. So
Yeah.
maybe it's not. So just remember that when you're buying these. Don't go take out loans to buy these anticipating something that's been not even mentioned pretty much by any confirmed sources, at least.
Yeah.
But we do know gamification is in the plans for VEVE, but necessarily through Marvel Mighties, I don't know.
Yeah.
Take it for what it's worth, guys. We just want to have a little bit of a discussion on that. We'd love to hear what you guys have to think. Are you guys 100% convinced that Marvel Mighties will be gamified? If so, what is your premise? Why do you think that? And how much are you willing to spend on it? And do you
Yeah.
think like it could be like gamification could come out when they release cards? Like maybe this Disney drop that just happened was like the beginning of card games on the
Maybe
app. Who knows? You don't know.
they might
Nobody
bring in
knows.
trading cards. Yeah.
And I think it's tough to buy on speculation. I mean, even the Ultraman was speculation at one point, right? They're talking
Well,
about
there's a lot of people who are still banking on
yeah,
China getting access to Ultraman. And I guess they do have access to NFTs are pretty much banned there for any kind of exchanging of money. But if you're gonna buy with their dollar and you can buy these collectibles, they're banking on Ultraman being
yeah,
included eventually into that group. But we'll see. Again, it's just I don't know. Like I wouldn't if you had, let's say, $500 right now to speculate on either buying an Ultraman or buying a bunch of Mighty Marvels, you could
yeah,
do that. But I think a lot of people don't really have the a lot of the average Joes don't really have the money anymore to go big on speculation with some of these things that are far away. You might be better off just picking up it for different reasons, like a just a solid FA, or if you can get
yeah,
some kind of grail, that's great. Right? Marvel Comics #1 is within $500, and that one already is locked in, going to be one of the top comic books in this app long term.
yeah.
So,
Well,
anyways, I'm glad we talked about this. We addressed this issue. Anyone who's watching right now who's already subscribed, thank you for joining the Superstar fam. We're growing and we appreciate your support. We want to hear your comments. We want to talk to you. We're going to respond to every single comment. So please go ahead, make a comment. Do you agree with us? Or if you don't agree with us, that's okay too. Leave the comment and we'll discuss. So subscribe, become a superstar, join us, and we'll see you in the next video.
love you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.